I'm Kendra.
And I'm Rachel, and in this episode of This Week in TV, we're going to run down all the week's premieres, and there's a bunch of them. Then Kendra and I are going to tell you about a few of our returning favorite series, and finally we have a few quick announcements. So we have an absolutely crazy week of season premieres, so we're going to tell you what's on each night so you can figure out just how long you're going to be sitting on the couch. Kendra, what's on Monday?
So Rachel, we do have a lot of premieres. On Monday, we start off with Chuck at 8 o'clock on NBC. Also on NBC, we have The Event at 9, then Chase at 10. On Fox, we have House at 8 o'clock, followed by Lone Star at 9. And on ABC, Dancing with the Stars is starting up at 8, and then that will be followed by Castle at 10. On CBS, it's still pretty much comedy night. We have How I Met Your Mother at 8, then Rules of Engagement at 8:30. And 2.5 Men at 9, Mike and Molly at 9:30, and then Hawaii Five-0 at 10. On Tuesday, we have the premiere of Glee on Fox at 8, which we're all very excited for, and that will be followed by Raising Hope at 9 and Running Wild at 9:30. On ABC, we have the premiere of Detroit 187 at 10 o'clock, and then on CBS, we have NCIS at 8 o'clock and NCIS LA at 9 o'clock. Also on NBC, we have The Biggest Loser starting up at 8. On Wednesday, we have Hell's Kitchen at 8 o'clock on Fox, and then ABC has its comedy night with The Middle at 8, Better With You at 8:30, Modern Family at 9, and then Cougar Town at 9:30. We'll also be having The Whole Truth starting up at 10. On NBC, we have Undercovers at 8 and Law and Order SVU at 9. Then CBS has Criminal Minds at 9 and The Defenders at 10. So with all that at the beginning of the week, believe it or not, there's still more. So Rachel, what's going on the rest of the week?
Well, Kendra, for the second half of the week, starting with CBS, we have The Big Bang Theory at 8. Of course, that's a new night, don't forget. At 8:30, we have the premiere of new comedy, Shit My Dad Says. Then we switch over from comedy to crime. At 9, we have CSI, followed by The Mentalist at 10. Over on Fox, that lineup stays intact. We have Bones at 8, followed by Fringe at 9. Over on NBC, we have a bunch of comedies, Community at 8, 30 Rock, now at 8:30, The Office at 9, new comedy Outsourced at 9:30, and then we have The Apprentice at 10. Moving over to ABC, we have new series My Generation at 8. Sorry, Flash Forward fans, Flash Forward is not coming back. Then at 9, we have Grey's Anatomy, and at 10, we have Private Practice. On Friday, we have another night of crime on CBS. We start off at 8 with Medium. Then at 9, we have CSI New York. And at 10, we have new series Blue Bloods. Moving on over to the CW, we have Smallville at 8, and then Supernatural on a new night at 9. And finally, over on Fox, we have The Good Guys, which is in a new time slot, shafted to Fridays. And they're also retooling the show, but unfortunately, I don't really think this one's going to be around for too long. Finally, we have a busy Sunday, starting with Fox. We have our cartoon lineup. We have The Simpsons at 8, then our Seth MacFarlane Fun Fest. We have The Cleveland Show at 8:30, and then an hour of Family Guy starting at 9. Moving on over to CBS, we have some reality with The Amazing Race first, followed by the return of Undercover Boss. Then on ABC, we have Desperate Housewives, followed by Brothers and Sisters. Then over on cable, we have some exciting premieres too. We have the return of Dexter on Showtime at 9 p.m. And HBO, we have two comedies, Bored to Death at 10, and Eastbound and Down at 10:30.
So we've told you a lot about all the premieres for this fall with the new shows, but of course there are a lot of returning shows we're very excited about. So we want to run down the ones we're the very most excited for coming back this season. What are yours, Rachel?
Well, Kendra, I'm excited for 3 comedy series, and they all happen to air on Thursday night, so I guess you could say I have a TV show type. First up, I'm really excited for The Big Bang Theory. That show has been on fire lately with that Emmy for Jim Parsons, and all 3 of the major stars just got huge raises. They'll be getting $200,000 an episode, so for that amount of money, I'm confident that they're going to be funny as ever. Next up, I'm really excited for the return of 30 Rock. You know, I feel like that show has lost a little bit of its it comedy status to Modern Family over on ABC, which I also love, but I still have a soft spot for 30 Rock. I feel like it's really held up, even though it's getting into its later seasons now, and I'm looking forward to seeing Matt Damon back on the season premiere. Looks like he's going to be a crier, and I'm really excited to see John Hamm in that live episode a little bit later this season. Then finally, I'm excited for the return of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which has already started back up last week. It had a great, really strong season last season. I still laugh every day about Kitten Mittens. And yeah, It's going to be cool to see Caitlin Olsen's real-life pregnancy written into the show, and I can't wait to see what other crazy and inappropriate things those actors do. So those are 3 of the shows that I'm most excited for to return. Kendra, what are yours?
The returns I'm most excited for, first of all, Chuck, of course. Last season, every season I love, but last season was pretty exciting at the end. They end up killing his dad, they blew up the Buy More, and then we have this mysterious figure who is pretty obviously Chuck's mother that's going to be introduced very quickly. So as we've mentioned before, this is very Alias, but Alias was fantastic, so hopefully this will turn out well for Chuck. Also, I'm very excited for the return of Glee. This one, we had a bunch of people in the season finale telling different people they loved them, and we haven't gotten the results from that yet. So I'm very excited to see if Rachel and Finn get together or back together. The same for Will and Emma. And I'm also very excited to see how Quinn is post-baby. She was, a bit more of a cheerleading brat before she got pregnant, and then she really learned her lesson and found herself in Glee. But is that going to change now that, she can lose her pregnancy weight and be adorable again? Who knows? We're also very excited to get the new music for the new season, of course. Finally, I'm very excited for the return of House. As we've mentioned before, it kind of had a cliffhanger ending where Cuddy came and told House, he was really the one she loved and she had to be with him. And that's probably not a hallucination, but it might be if he ended up taking those pills. But either way, I'm just very excited to see what happens. I'll be very disappointed if that wasn't real, but here's hoping it was, and also that they will actually do a good job maybe really having House and Cuddy together finally. So that is very exciting.
So those are the series that Kendra and I are most excited for their returns. We're also curious to know which ones you're most excited for. And you can go ahead and vote for that in this week's all-new Side Reel Showdown.
So a couple quick announcements today. We have a couple new videos. Dexter TV News is all new. And we also are going to be doing Boardwalk Empire videos, recaps, and news. And while you've been seeing Chuck TV News, we're also going to be having Chuck TV recaps, which you can find on the Chuck page now. So that's it for this week. As usual, visit us on Facebook and Twitter, and don't forget to vote in our showdown.
And we'll see you next week.